So we met when I think I was 12. Was I 12 and you were 13?
I feel like we were the same age.
That's not true.
Why was that not true?
Because you're a little bit older than me. Because your birthday comes first. And I know that we were in the school year.
Yeah, I don't know what grade that was.
I don't know either, but I think we met through mutual friends, if I'm correct. I don't even remember. Bro, thinking about our origin story is crazy because I feel like this is going to be trauma-inducing. This is like therapy for the both of us, essentially. But I think we met because of mutual friends. That's so wild.
We'll cut that out. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I was friends with somebody that you were friends with.
Right. And then we just started going to youth group, and then that became a whole bundle of joy, right? I look back at that, and I just, like, because it's so weird, like, when people try and talk to me about our friendship and, like, how long we've known each other, or, like, if I'm explaining, I'm like, yeah, we've just known each other for, like, 15 years at this point.
I feel like your friends literally ask you why we're friends. I don't have that problem. Like, your friends are always like, how are you friends with her? And I'm like, that's so mean.
I don't think it's mean. I think it's out of curiosity because me and you are so opposite of each other. Like, realistically, we're very alike, but, like, we have different, we have different points of view on a lot of things. So I feel like people don't understand, like, because we're very opposite.
I like to listen to country music, and
I absolutely hate country
when
music.
I listen to it, but that's okay.
I absolutely hate it.
I don't like the music you listen to either, so it's fine.
Yeah, and that's fine. And that's okay.
Is it okay?
Actually, no, it really hurt my feelings.
Why does it hurt your feelings?
I'm kidding.
But I don't know. I feel like a lot of people think that this is a weird friendship, and it can be, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like our children.
I think what makes it weirder is just, like, I always pictured we would get our first, like, apartment together and live with each other for a little bit and then find somebody to marry and then, like, well, you, not me.
I mean, because you thought I was just going to marry this, like, rich man and have a family. And
yeah, I always thought you were going to be a stay-at-home mom on, like, a country farm and, like, cows and animals and chickens and shit on the farm. That's what I pictured, having children.
Why do I have to have 7? 2 is good.
At least 3.
You didn't even want kids.
I didn't want any.
And now you have
and
one.
I didn't want to be married. And
well,
I never had.
Married.
Right, but I was engaged.
We were both engaged.
We were both engaged.
That's wild.
Isn't it crazy to think about? And here we are now, both single moms.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's terrible.
Okay, it's not terrible, but it's not what I would like.
Right.
I don't like it.
Right. I kind of don't mind it. I kind of don't mind being alone. Me and my child.
I can do it. I don't want to.
Right.
Like, I just want that kind of guy.
Right.
But it's not going good for me. I'm just not good. I have 2 kids. No man. I feel like other people have a man and no kids. It's fine. It's just opposite for me. I mean, it's hard.
It is hard.
It's harder for me.
Unfortunately, it do be like that.
It is like that. And we both have, like, the worst stories.
The worst circumstances.
Yeah. It's terrible.
COVID really enhanced that.
No, but COVID also saved me. Because I was supposed to get married that summer.
Damn, you're right.
And if COVID wouldn't have happened, I would have been married. And it would have been terrible.
You would have been married right now.
Yeah. And I would have never been able to leave.
Wow.
Just think about that. Like, it's like, COVID sucks, but it also was beneficial.
COVID trapped me in the hellhole that I was buried in.
I mean...
Same.
It did, but I feel like you got out of it.
I only got out of it, I swear to fucking God, like, I have no idea how that even happened. I got out of it by the grace of God because I had my child, and then...
Yeah, you have your kid, and then you're like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
It completely changed my perspective on life.
Like, I had dogs, but I was like, I gotta go.
You know, what really changed my perspective on life was being left in the hospital, not able to walk with, like, my son's father out having a great time living his best life.
I didn't really have that problem. Like, I wanted to be alone in the hospital. Like, I told him to leave.
Right.
Like, I was like, go take care of my dogs. I don't want you here.
Right.
I didn't want him around me. I didn't. And I feel like that's not how you should be.
Right.
And then I thought this time around, I'd be like, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to have that person. No, I had my mother, which was great.
Same.
Which was great.
I had my mom.
I did
as
have
well.
my mom this time. I didn't have my mom the first time because he didn't want my mom there.
Yeah.
Which was terrible. Why would you not want your mom there? And then my mom's friend was there. That was very helpful.
Well, when you're with
so
a
good.
narcissist, they love to just isolate you from your family. Yeah, and that's how that works, unfortunately. And I can relate completely. I was like very blessed to have my mom there. I was very lucky to have my mom still a part of my life, because the amount that, like, looking back at that relationship, the amount of times that, like, we would talk to each other and he would sit down with me and be like, you know, your mom, you know.
He would do that to me too. He'd be like, your mom is just controlling you and making
your
all
mom
your
is
decisions.
just exactly.
And I was like, she was not. And then she would come and visit me. I believe it was the first time her and my aunt actually came to visit me when the baby was born. And he literally was so mad that they were there, but he knew that they were coming. And he also went to work that same day. Like, he wasn't
so
staying
it didn't
home.
matter.
He wasn't staying home. He didn't
Right.
take a week off. He didn't want to do anything. And then my mom and them came, and he was so mad that they were there. And I was just like, why are you mad? Like, every girl wants their mom. Every girl needs their mom during this. Like, this is so hard.
Right.
And then he was just like, I don't really care. And then he was at work anyway. And then they ended up leaving. And then he would come home every day, and he would just be so angry, and he would not help. And then he ended up going on vacation with his friends like a week later. So my mom came back to help me.
Right.
But he didn't want my mom there. So that happened too when right before I left. My son. Stop! I said his name. Cut that out. You cut that out.
You
okay.
cut that out.
You cut that part out. I said his name. Anyways, right before I left with my oldest son, I left him. It was fine.
I left at 2 months. And the worst part is I had my son, and then I had to take physical therapy for the entire 2 months. So my mom would come, like, on her lunch breaks, and then kind of help me, like, get chores done around the house and, like, help me with the baby. You know, my son's father was just, like, sleeping on the fucking couch or, like, something, and I would just be there with my mom, like, chilling, basically. Like, and then in the afternoon, we would go to physical therapy and stuff. So, like, it just sucks. Like, thinking about it, too, we didn't become friends until I think it was, like, October or November of that year. We didn't become friends again. We were not friends for, like, 5 or 6 years.
Well,
all of this.
I left him in November. So it was, like, the beginning of December 3rd is when I actually came back.
I can literally look on my phone and see what our first message was.
I think it was
with
like
each other.
January or the end of December.
Was it already?
I don't know.
Wait.
God damn it.
Because I'm actually so curious.
I think the baby was like almost 6 months. So yeah, no, it might have been like March or something.
That's
I don't know,
crazy
but
to
it was
think
like
about.
a few months later because then you ended up coming over to my parents' house.
And it was already summertime.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry you didn't get
I can literally say, oh, here it is. Oh,
when was it?
So our last message to each other is a wad of cash, September 1st of 2017. I'm not even joking. Look, I'll show it to you. A wad of cash, September of 2017.
Is that you?
No, that's you, baby girl. My hand is not that white.
Oh.
And then you said, move here and live with me. I'm not joking. and that, I think that was when I ended up going with your family to go get you when I worked.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Got it.
And then you hit me up again, April 1st, 2022. Damn, man, that's so crazy. And that was our first message. You messaged me.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I don't do that.
You absolutely did.
Okay, cool.
Because remember, all of your stuff was privated. I had your mom and I had your dad on Facebook, and I had your uncle on Facebook and your brother on Facebook.
Ew, why do you?
I had all your whole family. I had everybody. Your aunt, your cousins, because me and you had been friends with each other for so long already. At that point, it was just normal,
I don't have anybody from your family on Facebook.
and that's okay.
You just said it's normal, but now it's okay.
Well, right, because I feel like my family isn't very, like, first of all, my family isn't very integrated on the internet besides my oldest brother and his wife.
Mm.
And that's because they're, like, you know, business owners and, like, big in their community and stuff like that. They kind of have to be integrated into the internet. Whereas, like, my other brother and his family, like, they don't really need to be integrated into the internet too much. Like, they're just kind of like chilling. We're all living our normal lives.
That makes sense.
So, and my mom has a Facebook, doesn't use it.
Your mom has Facebook?
Yeah.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't even have like pictures of herself.
Does she even have friends?
She does.
That sounds mean. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure there's like mostly people from her church and like,
That would make sense, yeah.
you know.
That makes sense. I don't know.
But I'm kind of the same way where I'm not really like, I have social media, but I don't really use my social media for, I guess, anything besides keeping up with family, ? Friends.
I don't know. I just think that's crazy. I'm trying to like process this whole friendship thing, and I get why people think it's weird.
Right. Especially after not talking for as long as we did. I think it's like even more baffling at that point because then they're like, why did you guys stop being friends? And then like I don't want to go out there and put your business for the world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, you know, shit just happened. We just stopped being friends.
We just stopped talking. It's fine.
We just stopped talking for 6 whole years.
And then you just find out that we were both living the same hell.
The exact same hell.
It's okay. And
right.
Then now here we are. We're just trying to...
So going off of that message from April of 2022, right? It's just crazy that you messaged me and then we got to talking to each other and then we realized that we were going through the same type of bullshit, that we're both single moms now with kids that are 2 months apart from each other. That like, it was really just like mind boggling to me. How did two people so different from each other with completely different like wants in life end up with the exact same fucking story, you know? We were both in abusive relationships. We were both being, you know, manipulated and isolated from our friends and family. We both end up alone with a child.
Well, now I have 2.
Well,
so I not only am I alone, but I'm alone with 2 children now.
Yeah, but that's okay because I help.
It's okay. It's fine. I can be dad too and mom. It's fine.
I'm like the cool aunt.
I mean, for their safety, it makes sense. Like I don't regret it. I mean, eventually, like I want somebody, but I'm very picky now. I can't do dating. Can't do it. So I mean, my oldest has somebody in his life that matters to him, and he has my dad, and he has males in his life, like my brother. Like, he has people that he can look up to, but as far as, like, a dad goes, I don't really need that right now.
Right.
I mean, your son has that, but also doesn't have that.
Also doesn't, right. It's a weird situation.
I don't understand that situation, and I've never understood it. I just don't understand the big picture of that whole thing, if I'm being honest.
I think because in my heart, like, right, with your son's father is just an awful human being. With my son's father, it's more deep, like, kind of deeper than that, where, like, they need to get mental help because they have, like, fucking issues, and, like, they've had to seek therapy and get put on medication, and, like, there was more to it. It was, like, not toxic just because, like, they were an awful person. It was, like, toxic because they needed help. Yeah, like, they needed, like, mental help. Like, they needed to get
his life
together.
Child. I was not loved as a child, basically, is what you should say.
Yeah, like, he needed to, like, figure more things out for himself before he could become present in his son's life. And even now, like, not that he is present very often, okay? We're still working towards it, but like, I feel like at the same time, if I can still be able to give my son the opportunity to have a father figure, I don't want to take that away.
I mean, yes, but I feel like at a certain age, he's just either going to decide that he wants him in his life or he doesn't, because he's not really
right. I feel like as a parent, it's my responsibility to like guide him once it gets to that point. You know, like I feel like I've had plenty of talks with his father already about like once he gets to a certain age, I can't really stop him from wanting that relationship or not. Do you know what I mean? So,
well, yeah, because if he just decides like I don't really want this man in my life because he doesn't do anything for me, he doesn't hang out with me. I mean, personally,
there's like not much I can do there, right? Once my son comes to me and says something like that, then that's his decision. I cannot.
That sounds so sad.
I know.
I feel like you might do that though.
Right. And this is why I've had the conversation with his father plenty of times about like putting in an effort there and like making sure that he's like really spending time with his son.
Not just on his phone.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Right.
I've seen it. That's sad. It's so sad.
It's so sad.
It's so sad. I mean, it's fine. My kids, they have Papa. I mean, he has somebody else, but that person's also not in his life, but he is.
Right.
I mean, they just snap each other some pictures, and I mean, they do. He video like sends him videos. Distance dad. Kind of, yeah. And I mean, he loves him so much, and like my son loves him so much, and I'm just like, oh my god. It's hard for me though, so I can't.
Right.
It's hard because I want them to be close, and I want him to have him as like a role model, and like because he's such a good person, and he's very positive for him, and I want that for him. But it's also like, you know, like if you're not gonna take that step and like genuinely be in his life, then like what are you doing? Because like don't worry about me. I'm good. I'm over here. I'm just vibing. But like I want him to take that stuff to hang out with him, and I just feel like he's not gonna do that.
Right. I feel like that's a complicated situation as well.
It's complicated because I feel like he thinks that if you hang out with him, then you're stuck with me, and that's not the case. I don't care. You can go Chuck E. Cheese if you want. I don't know why I said Chuck E. Cheese. Nobody goes there. I mean, Dave and Buster's maybe. I mean, I would want to go though.
I'd fuck up some Chuck E. Cheese.
I
really love that shit. Pizza from Chuck E. Cheese.
Is it good?
Have you never had Chuck E. Cheese
I don't know.
when you were growing up?
No, we had money.
I went on.
No. I'm just kidding.
I went on field trips
to Chuck E. Cheese.
To Chuck E. Cheese with my old daycare, like when I was a youngster.
I didn't do daycare. Like my aunt used to work at the YMCA, and when we were younger, so we would go hang out there at like the kid thing. I don't think, because my mom was a stay-at-home mom, I think, while my dad was working. Right. So we were able to be with my mom, and then we would go to the YMCA. YMCA. It's like fancy. No, but we would go hang out there. And that's all I really remember from that. And then I ended up going to school.
You know, me and you have really never talked about your childhood now that I
don't think so. I mean, it was weird. It was interesting. But that's why I'm close to my family, because we would hang out all the time. Right. Like, I would hang out with my cousins all the time.
That makes sense. I'm not close to my family. It makes sense
now,
so,
doesn't it? Right. You're looking at it and you're like, yeah, I see you guys. Little white kids hanging out. Little white kids hanging out at your grandma's pool.
See,
that was nice. My grandparents had that like pool. That. I feel like my grandparents really jumped the gun.
What do you mean?
Because they got rid of this house with a pool, and then all their grandchildren had kids, and now what? We don't have a pool.
And now,
like, come on.
Now you only have one grandparent. So we can't really do much.
She could have taken me for the team. Got an inflatable pool.
An inflatable pool goes crazy.
Those are ghetto,
man. we used to use sprinklers in the front yard. We had different We had different upbringings here.
we used to throw the hose around.
Yeah.
Like a snake, a rattlesnake.
Right. No, basically, yeah.
I mean, we had slip and slides.
We had water balloons.
I mean, have you ever been on a slip and slide?
Maybe at your house.
It's painful. If you put it down and there's a rock under there, you might as well forget it.
Oh my God.
It's so bad. We're gonna get one.
I don't know if no, because I remember then when we were teenagers, your mom would have like pools and stuff for inflatable pools and stuff for us. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but I don't know if we put them in the backyard.
We put them in the backyard. We had a slip and slide once at your house in the front yard.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
It was not good.
It was not good because the rocks.
Right, because the rocks.
That was who made, like, honestly, if you think about a slip and slide.
How old we were at that point.
Think about a slip and slide. It's literally like a little piece of tarp with like some water sprinkled on it. And you're like, let me rub my body on this really fast.
Right.
And slam it on the ground.
Lumps.
That's not the lumps. Not the lumps.
It was painful. I do remember that, yeah.
I can't. Oh, God.
I don't quite remember having a slip and slide ever, like, with my family, though. Again, I kind of stopped hanging out with my family past a certain point, because, I think my grandma passed away, and we just, like, didn't really talk, you know?
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot to that.
Like your cousins?
Right.
That's weird. I mean, I guess I get it. When grandparents pass away, you kind of do lose that, and I feel like I'm not super close with, like, some of my cousins.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like specific cousins, yeah, like we're super close, like we talk, we do things like with our kids and stuff. But there's for sure some cousins that I'm not close with at all, and that's okay.
Right.
Like as an adult, I'm like, that kind of sucks, but at the same time, like our lives are different, and if you don't grow up with them really, you're not gonna be close to them. And I feel like that's a thing that my mom doesn't get, I think, a lot, because she's like, they're your family. Like, she was close with all her cousins and stuff, so she doesn't get that. But, like, we didn't have specific cousins for a few years of our lives, and I think those were the important years to get close to them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
And, like, because we didn't have that, as an adult, I just don't care. Like, I'm not saying I want anything bad to happen to them, but I just don't care. I like to be close to them.
Yeah.
It's just not worth that to me.
I don't want to
go back and be like, oh, this is my life now. Like, I'm not doing that.
My thing is, like, on my mom's side of the family, all of my cousins were a lot older than me, so there was really never a relationship there. Like, my oldest brother is 12 years older than me. My other brother is 8 years older than me, so, and my cousins are around the same ages, so that was just, like, never gonna happen. On my dad's side of the family, they just lived, like, a few hours away, so, I did try
to... the ones that live by Six Flags.
Right. So I would try to have a relationship with them, but I think after a certain point, we kind of, you know...
You just give up because you're an adult. You don't care.
Right.
Like, I have the cousins that I have. Everybody, they're all my family. It's just like, I hang out with some and I don't hang out with the others.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to some, I don't talk to the others. And I feel like some people think that's wild. Like, it's just my mom mostly. Like, she's like, well, you're an adult now. All the things have passed. That's fair. But I'm not going to go back and try to rewrite time.
Right. If we're wondering what's going on right now, Brittany is changing her baby's diaper.
There was a hair on his toe. I didn't want it to get like wrapped around his toe.
And she's very concentrated to see, you know,
I didn't want the hair wrapped around his toe.
What was on his foot. So, man.
Listen, leave me alone. But I don't know. My mom, I love my mom, but sometimes you can't just fix a bond with some people that you just never had.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure as kids we had a great time, but I don't even remember that because they weren't in our lives for like, I don't know, like 10 years, something like that.
10 years is a long time.
I don't honestly know. It was just a really long time.
Right.
And I don't feel like you can get that back because I feel like when you're a kid, that's when you like create bonds with people.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't even think as a teenager, really, until, I don't know. I don't even know. Like maybe 14, really, they started going to family stuff.
Right.
I don't know. So
around the time me and you became friends.
Basically.
Right.
So
I do remember
Yeah, because
How
it was awkward.
awkward.
Everything was just so awkward, and it's still kind of awkward.
Right.
The only difference is now it's our children.
Right.
It's terrible. I don't know what to do with that. It's just never going to be the same. But I am excited because one of my cousins is coming here soon. So,
Amen.
love her.
We do love her.
We do. Love
I think
her.
I've met her once.
I think so.
I don't quite remember what it was for, but I do.
I'm pretty sure somebody
a wedding.
died. Oh,
I think it was for the wedding.
a wedding.
Right.
One of my cousin's first weddings.
Right.
Got it.
Right. I'm pretty sure that was why I met her.
First wedding is wild.
Right. Isn't it crazy? Oh, shit.
Yeah. What did you do?
I almost dropped it.
What is this? Oh, it's a crayon. Love that. Love kids.
Crayon.
It's a crayon.
Crayon?
You would say crayon or crayon?
I say crayon. I was starting to say crayon ironically, and then it became unironic. It's no longer.
This is not okay.
It's no longer. It's crayon.
Crane.
Crayon.
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 Cream.
Oh,
Crayon.
I hate that. Because then I think crayon like cranberry, not like crayon.
Where did this
Crayon.
come from? Oh, because I sat on a crayon.
Yeah, amen.
I don't even understand what's happening right now. If I'm being honest, I have no idea. But
Anyway, this is our first recording. I think we didn't really know what direction we wanted this to go. I think we were both a little bit nervous, but that's okay. We have like a ton of other things that we want to get discussed, but then it would just make this a really long first episode. So right. We're just like filled with traumas and
it's a shit show.
and unfortunately we're just trying to figure out life right now, you know? And it really just be like that with our beautiful children and our flourishing rebuilding of this friendship.
I mean, okay. I mean, he's over there living his best life.
He's a newborn. He's happy. He's
when
happy
does
with
a
the way.
newborn stop though? Like, I
When does a
feel like-
newborn stop being happy?
No, like that's not be sad. But no, I mean, like, when does he stop being a newborn? Like, at what month?
When
Like,
they
he's-
start becoming toddlers.
is
You
that-
know, that's a great question though, because when
no,
do they
because a
become
newborn
toddlers?
becomes like a baby. Or I don't. Maybe I need to work on my life. I don't know.
You're right.
No, because like a newborn is only a certain. I think it's like 6 weeks.
And then they're not a newborn anymore. What
Yeah, I
kind of
think they're
bullshit
just-
is
I think
that?
they're just a baby.
That's unfair,
Like,
and I
he's
wanna,
just a
I wanna
baby.
fight that injustice.
He's just average, I guess.
No, you're not average.
And then what? And then they become like a
I don't know, but look, he's having a crisis right
like a
now.
pre-toddler. I don't know. Anyways,
Pre-toddler is crazy.
I have no idea. Chaotic.
Sorry for the chaos that this first episode was. I'm
Really?
sure that we're gonna deep dive more into some of the stuff that we lightly touched on today, but we really just kind of wanted to get our first opening out there, and thank you so much for listening.
Ditto.
Ditto is crazy.
I mean, whatever. I mean, you can just listen next time. We'll see.
Amen.
Please listen.
We're begging you. Thank you.
We're begging you. We have no lives. It's okay.